If you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, and really just feeling like you can't take one other shoe to drop, then this video has found you at the right time. Are you the type of person who just doesn't believe in coincidences? I know, me too. So that's why you're here with me because you don't know what the F is going on inside of you. Now, that's not a bad word, and I'm going to explain why. But you have to trust me and believe that this video is for you for this time. And I guarantee you that after leaning into this video over the next 15 minutes, you will feel a sense of relief and control over what's going on with you so that you can get to the next step with ease, confidence, and flow. Okay, you trust me? Dive in, sis. I got you. I got you. Did you know that your brain is designed to shut down? Like literally shut down. And the reason why you are feeling this sense of overwhelm is because your brain is probably telling you, I need a break, right? But you think working harder, pushing it, grinding it out, hustling, losing sleep is actually going to help you, and it's not. And once you begin to analyze and understand what I'm about to share with you, you're going to feel a sense of ease. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm no neuroscientist and I am not a psychologist, but I know a thing or two about the brain. And I also know a thing or two about controlling my nervous system. It doesn't always go exactly the way I planned, but your girl is trying. And the more I learn, the more I want to educate you and the more I want us to continue to rise. That's what this community is all about. And so, if you're new to this channel, my name is Diana Patton, and I am what you call the authentic power strategist, where I help women understand how to use their authentic voice with a sense of ease, confidence, and control, and really understanding how their authentic power turns to wealth, right? And wealth is an acronym with H, health being health as a strategy. Whole acronym, and I'm not going to go into the details all right now, but just know that you're in the right place if you are a corporate woman, 45 and up, right? Who's dealing with like perimenopause, menopause, and sometimes feeling out of control. This is why we are here to let you know how we're going to continue to rise in this phase and use the power, your authentic power, in a way that gives you the control in yourself first so that you don't like lose it around everybody else. Okay, so let me tell you something. Me talking about all this amazing education, real life hit me when I was actually driving home with my daughter Cece after this amazing vacation in Chicago. Like we were there for 3 days, and you know how everything just goes so good. You're like, like the music is playing and everything is beautiful. Well, enter us leaving Chicago. We have a car, yes, and we're in our car driving back to Toledo, and I had to stop off in Gary, Indiana to get some gas. Well, wouldn't you know that once I stopped my car would not restart. You heard it right. We're not talking about some hoopty car, right? We're not talking about some car from like 1990. We're talking about a 2022 Acura. Like, what the heck? And so it just wouldn't restart. And the old Diana would have immediately gone into, what the heck's going on? What is going on? Like I would immediately go to 10 or 1,000 in a minute. But because of all the things that I've been teaching you, learning for myself, life was just a little different. I ain't gonna say it was perfect, but it was a little different because I began to realize, okay, um, this is a moment, right? I like had to, settle myself in, this is a moment of learning. Okay, how am I going to respond in this situation? And in my heart, I was responding, in a way that was like very clear, using my passion acronym, just my wealth acronym, all the things. But then I was feeling the heat from a girl beside me, my daughter. And I could tell that she was feeling a little spicy. I know I'm not going to blame my attitude on my daughter because I started to feel spicy. I start spicy meaning like the amps within myself were revving up as the lower the amps within my car were not revving up. So it just got really a little heated. And I could tell I didn't know what the F was going on inside of me as I started to allow my emotions to get in the way. And as a result, I was on the phone with the roadside assistance and I literally could not understand her. I could not comprehend what she was saying. And what she was saying was clear. I couldn't comprehend it, but my daughter could. And I tell you, that was just like a whole cesspool of understanding. Let's just put it that way. Because from the time we found out the car would not start until we actually finally got it, an understanding was a good 4 hours. So deep learning here. So, what I want to tell you of what is going on with your brain during that moment. You see, in chaos and deep uh, problems, you cannot make good decisions. You cannot function well because in that moment, my brain was it was in high alert, and that's not the best time to make good decisions, right? That's the reason why my passion acronym says pause, assess, get some space, and then speak, right? So pass on PASS, pass on blurring out your first response, pass on taking things personal, pass, right? But I was trying to do that, but then not. Okay, because this is what was happening. So, the F, when I say I didn't know what the F was going on inside of me, in psychology, they talk about whether you are freezing, free, freeze, flight, like moving away from this situation, um, fawn, which is people please. So there's freeze, flight, fight, or fawn, which is people please. And the question is which one are you? Like, first things first, you have to analyze, how do you respond in difficult situations? How do you respond when someone messes you up, pisses you off, makes you angry? How do you respond? Right? Me, the first thing that I do is I begin to armor up and I'm ready to fight and argue. And y'all, that little teeny weeny F was starting to be a big old F in the conversation with the roadside assistants, right? And then what I also do is I flight. That would be what I would do, is like walk away from the situation, get away. So I could tell my temperature was rising in that conversation. And I had to say, okay, Diana, you are starting to move into this, right? So part of it is just understanding yourself, right? And you see jokes about this. People are, okay, now I have to breathe. Now I gotta, because it's real. That's why it's funny, because it's so real. Like, that's what you have to do. And let me tell you what's happening to your brain. Okay, so the reason why your brain starts to kind of get a little flustered is because you are going through the level of brain waves that I want to explain to you, because I think this is so fascinating and it's so interesting, because the more you know about yourself, the better you're able to respond, not react, to respond. So let's walk through the steps of your brain patterns. So, as you may or may not know, the brain operates in beta, right? And I'm going to actually read this. I'm going to read this from my the Rise 53 inner circle. We have an inner circle that meets every single week within our Rise with Diana community. And they get these, it's a paid subscription where you get these weekly messages where we meet once a week on Fridays and we go through these coaching messages. It's just so amazing. And it's such a low price point. Like, who wouldn't do this? So let me read what our writer, Yanaya Curry, got to give a shout out to her, who writes his weekly emails, was talking about. So the first thing we need to know is how your brain operates. First is beta. Okay, so beta is when you are in alert, problem solving, urgency. Okay, so when you are alert means that you are aware of what's going on and you're able to solve problems. That's when you are in what we call low beta. Okay, low to mid beta. Okay, that's when you're able to be focused and take action, right? That's when we can see that something's going on and we take action, right? When we are in what's called the mid beta to low beta, like there's mid beta, then that means that we're kind of aware of what's going on and we're kind of like, a little tense. When we are when what's called high beta, that's when we are stressed and reacting. We are running away because there's something coming after us. That's not a great place to solve a problem and or get reasonable, right? Because you are just trying to run. You are trying to get away from the situation. And usually one of those F's are popping up in that type of situation. You're either fighting, fleeing, freezing, or fawning when you're in high beta. Okay. That means your brain is like operating like this and it's incoherent because it's trying to, be in survival mode. Let me tell you something. A lot of people operate like that. Do you? See, the thing is if you are operating that way, no wonder you feel overwhelmed. You feel stressed and you can't take another shoe to drop because your brain is quite literally operating at a high degree and you are spent. You're like, okay, so now what am I supposed to do? Well, you're going to have to learn how to get yourself back into these other brainwave states. So let me tell you, we're going to keep going and operating and learning about these brainwave states. Okay. So let's move to the next brainwave state. The next brainwave state is alpha. Okay. So the alpha brainwave says, I'm calm, I'm focused, I'm creative, and I'm grounded and present. So this often occurs when you're drifting. Like this is when you're driving in the car and you just are on a road and you just are looking out the window and the music is coming on. It's like sailing takes me away to where I always learned it to be. Okay, I don't know the words, but anyways, you know what I'm talking about. The music just starts playing. You have this symphony playing in your head, or you're in the shower and you're just thinking about your day, or it's like right when you first wake up, right? That, my friend, is a very good state to be in. Obviously, I was not in that state at all when I was on the phone with roadside assistance. Y'all picking up? And I want to ask you, how often do you feel that state? Do you ever feel that state during the day? Mm. Could you imagine if you actually could feel that state during the day? Mm. Okay. Well, there's more to share about that. All right. So then that's okay. You guys got that state. Yes, I keep putting my glasses on. You're probably like, well, why don't you get those transition lenses? Because I don't want to. Okay. Okay. So theta. The theta state is more about intuition, emotional processing, and healing. Okay. This often occurs right before you go to bed and first thing in the morning. That's when you are in the theta state. The last brain wave state is what's called delta. This is where you have deep sleep, rest, repair, and an internal cleanup. Your brain is supposed to be cleaning. You're supposed to be at rest so that your body can actually do its work to clean up. You picking up everything I'm saying? See, the thing is if you're living in your beta state all the time, you are not operating in the best state. The F's are controlling you and you are overwhelmed and your body is feeling it. So, what I want to do with this particular coaching is first, I want you to identify and say in the comments, which F are you, right? Which F are you? First, if you can name it, you can see it, then you can begin to control it. That's number one. What F are you? The second thing I want you to identify is how are you spending most of your day mentally? So if you could do a chart, you could say, okay, this is the F that I am. And here during the day, if you could take, if we say high beta, mid beta, low beta, you know what the betas are, right? Alpha, theta, and delta. Where if you took like 8 a.m. or let's say 6 a.m., whatever time you wake up, all the way to 6 p.m., and then maybe 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., if you could write down what state you feel like you're at during most of the day, That's powerful knowledge to know about what the F is going on inside of you, right? Then we like to think in chunks, okay? For the beta state, like morning, afternoon, and evening. So you're not so overwhelmed with the exact same time of what you're doing. Does that make sense? So you don't have to like be so analytical with charting it out. Lastly, ask yourself, when stress hits, how do I want to respond? Right? And what would help me shift into a calmer brain state on purpose? What would I need to do? Right? For me, pause, take a breath, go outside, take a walk, right? Maybe take a time to pray. Maybe you would say, okay, I need a moment. I'm going to go to the bathroom, sit in the bathroom stall for 2 minutes and breathe and meditate, right? Or just get quiet. See, the thing is that you are in charge of yourself. This is self awareness and this is leadership. And the thing is we start to blame our situation and our circumstances. Oh, if I just wasn't so busy, I had so many tasks, so many things going on, but you get to control your life. You are in control, my sis. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling frustrated, you've got to start to analyze yourself and check yourself before you wreck yourself. You picking up when I'm laying down? This is what we are doing in the Rise 53 Inner Circle. These are the steps we take within our community to get ourselves back on track. Are you tracking with me? What if you just did these things? And I want you to put it in the comments. Let's say you want to go a little deeper. Okay, Diana, I'm picking up what you're laying down. I want to be in this circle. How do I get in? We're going to put a link in here for you to be able to get on our wait list for the Rise 53 Inner Circle. Now, let's just say, for instance, you are a high caliber woman. You are ready to dive deep into this work and you say, okay, I've listened to you long enough. I really want to dive in. Then you're going to get into our Rise Advocates Academy that we are actually going through various cohorts. And at some point, maybe you're at that point, maybe when you are listening to this video, we're at this point, we're going to be going evergreen, meaning that you can take this class at any time. But for now, just check the link and see where we're at. And lastly, if you just want to get into our community and you just want to be able to be a part of what we are talking about, then get on our free subscription. We produce insights like this every single week. So just don't just ignore this. Do something. Take action. We want to see you grow. We want to see you rise and live in a brain state that is going to allow you to be the most creative, intuitive, productive, action taking person with calm, ease, and sense of purpose. Are you picking it up? All right, my sister. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe this video. Share it with someone that you love. Get people around you who are trying to do this work, and you will rise with them. Okay? We'll see you in the next video.